Hello, hello. All right. I need to try and get this working. That's not helpful. Okay. Ah, okay. There we go. Alrighty. Hello, Clarissa. Clarissa, how are you doing? Alright, Clarissa? Wait, hold on. Have I been tweaking this entire time? Have I just been... Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's my L to hold, I suppose. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so I wasn't planning on streaming tonight. However, oh wait, I also need to keep forgetting all the different things that I need to be doing. I need to update the stream title on Twitch. Should probably also... Here we are. I'm not going to bother to update all the tags. Just need to update... Cool. Oh, that's very loud. Alright, let's see if that works. But yeah, so I wasn't planning on live streaming. And, that's not a good sign. Well, this is what happens when you do things impromptu. Nope, neither of those are showing up properly, so that's lovely. Going to have to go in to edit my game capture. Oh, because it's specified for... Yep, that'll do it. There we go. Cool. That was a quick fix. Alright. I don't think I'm going to have much... No, I'll keep this up, just in case. But we can shrink this, grow this out a little bit. There we go. So, this is a game that I played a while back. This is like when I first just started the Twitch channel. And it's a very fun little roguelike that I came to find via YouTube. And so I originally meant to, yeah. So this is this is not gray. This is not the Gray Knight. This is the G800. We'll call him. Yeah, that makes sense. So don't worry. Normal Gray will be back for future Hollow Knight streams. But I figured this is a game about being robots fighting robots, so I figured I'd get into the spirit of things. Dark gray, yeah. So main premise of the game is that you are a malicious AI that is able to jump between different robots to take control of them. So we're now in this dude. Trying to remember. Oh, this is a new room. So I haven't played this game since they did some updates. Is it color? Is it dark gray? Yeah. Maybe what could also work is the hex code for the particular gray that I use. So instead of gray, it would just be like, you know, pound. What is it? H0H0H0, I think. But this is sort of a twin-stick roguelike game. This isn't technically the main game, but I really enjoy this sort of side game that's kind of a wave-based game. And essentially, yeah, you're just trying to shoot a bunch of robots. There's not a whole lot to it. Ooh, this is some new UI. So, essentially, the way that the game works is that in the bottom left, you see that big meter that slowly grows over time. If that meter ever reaches all the way, my current robot just instantly explodes. So in order to prevent instantly exploding, I have to jump between robots. However, jumping between robots causes the meter to become harder to fill up, or I guess more accurately, it takes longer for the meter to fill up. And it's kind of hard to explain, but essentially just know that you gotta move around, both for the sake of your own robot's health and for the sake of your AI's health. But yeah, each robot has different abilities. So this guy has the ability to grapple onto enemies, whereas this guy's just kind of a regular shotgun dude. And then this guy's, you know, your standard Flammenwerfer with oil slick. And then if you press the oil slick button and the flamethrower button at the same time, you start self-destructing. So you can just kind of throw yourself into into a group of enemies, and then switch to another robot at the last second. Ooh, careful packaging. And so, in between each round, you pick new upgrades. Upgrades are specified to one certain type of robot. So that careful packaging upgrade I just got applies to the router, which is this little wheel guy. Oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, so I accidentally swapped into a robot that had like 0 health, and then I immediately got shot, so I wasn't able to recover. Have your travels ever brought you to possess a U-37XR Dachshund chassis? It's a bold symbol of the 60s Finitech innovation, whimsy, and willingness to reinvent the wheel. Designed with a complete inability to see while holding objects. Just a fun background element of my life that occasionally smacks me in the face. Literally. So, this is our guy in the chair. His name is Cuckoo. He has enabled us, the AI, to go and seek out more parts of the world to destroy robots, because our AI is basically more or less designed to maliciously hunt down anything else that's also a robot. And so the reason why he wants us to go, you know, commit random acts of mayhem isn't exactly well known. But, with this, you know, we're not gonna complain. Malicious AI be a malicious AI. So let's see, this upgrade stick, unlike the other ones that I showed previously, actually upgrades the AI itself rather than the robots. So let's see, host explode when swapped out of removes. Okay. Reformat all, okay. Let's go with this one. Ooh, I like this one. But yeah, unlike in that side mode, here, the meter in the bottom left is a bit more, kind of like more traditional health, I could say. Where essentially, your ability to swap is dependent on how much of the meter you have at the bottom left corner. And killing enemies refills your swap meter. Whereas in the bottom right, that's just the health of your robot. And so there's no real way to actually heal the health of the current chassis that you're in, so it's kind of meant to encourage you to just swap around at all times and be kind of, you know, be the malicious little goober that you are, because, you know, as an AI, you don't really care about the health of your body. You care about the health of, you know, your existence, which is just software. So as long as you have the ability to download yourself into a healthier bot... Oh boy. I immediately got sidelined. And so all of the different robots have some really cool tech. Like, for example, the damage that the router's bricks do is proportional to the speed that he's going when you throw them. And so he has this ability that allows you to sort of build up a bunch of speed really quickly and then let it go. So you're kind of like this weird, like, momentum-based sniper, almost. Ooh. Bulk delivery sounds fun. And so this guy, I forgot what he's called, but essentially he's a particle accelerator as a robot. So he grabs projectiles and then can shoot them back out as laser beams. And then he has this football tackle that allows him to build up more projectiles. Oh boy. Come on, why can I not grab that guy? That's weird. So yeah, another big point of this of the game is all about kind of like trick shots, and so some of them I've been kind of doing just naturally, but you can set up trick shots either by quickly like swapping out of a bot as they get a kill, or by doing certain combinations. Like, for example, the sword guy that sort of floats around, his main mechanic is that he can launch his sword into an enemy, which then sort of sticks in there. And then if he enters into his kill mode, which is it's like 6 words long. I can't remember the full name, but it's just called kill mode. If he hits an enemy that already has a sword inside of it, the kill mode resets, so he can do this kind of very super long chain of hitting a bunch of enemies with the kill mode. Like the Aphid, the flamethrower guy, has an ability where, as he heats up, he does contact damage to enemies. And so you can get, yeah, just like that, called pan-seared, by just bumping into an enemy while you're super hot. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not very good at recognizing when the deadlifts are about to launch their paddle ball of a buddy. Yo, what's good, shop man? What you got for me? Ooh, whiplash. It's dangerous to go alone. Oh boy. I guess I'll go into this guy. That guy. Oh boy. Yeah, no, the The music goes pretty hard. I'm keeping the volume down really low because I don't want it to be too much of a distraction, but I could probably turn it back up if I need to. Oh boy. A lot of dudes I was not prepared for. Oh right, I got the... I can just hold down the fire button with this guy now, because I got the upgrade. That was not a smart idea to jump into the dude that was currently being grappled and bullied to death. We gotta go with aerated fuel tanks. I'll show that off in a little bit next time I swap into an aphid. Alright, so in the bottom right, you'll notice that in addition to the fire and the oil symbol, there's now a nuclear symbol. Yeah, I'm currently playing on controller. Most of the games that I do, I play on controller. But most of the robots in this game are either they have enough rhythm to them to where you're not having to constantly like mash, or they're just simple hold down. So like Aphid, the flamethrower guy, is a hold down. The particle accelerator dude is a hold down. Oh boy. This guy's kind of weird because you have to hold and then release. It's odd, and I'm not super good at it. This guy really wants to try and grab me, but can't pull me across an island. Just tickle this guy to death. Let's see. So aphids are actually immune to taking damage from flames, but instead, if you do enough fire damage to them, they start to overheat. So, fighting an aphid with an aphid is kind of just like a game of heat chicken. So it might have been a little hard to see there, but as I swapped out of that aphid, because I had set it to self-destruct, and I had put enough upgrades into it to where it creates this nuclear explosion upon destruction, I took out like 6 enemies at once. Could use some more careful packaging. So many explosions, so little time. Bullets don't bounce off of walls, quote some idiot. Oh boy. Ah, I killed that guy too quick. So, any special bots that you see going around, you can swap into them, and you'll get all the benefits of being like either super big, which usually means just more health, or having an extra upgrade. Let's see. And we're almost at the final boss. Very cool, very cool. Oh, we gotta get this. Internal combustion is such a good ability. So here we are facing against the CPU, or the Colossal Pound Unit. And that upgrade that I just got, the rocket engine, significantly shrinks the cone of the flamethrower, but also massively extends the range, and also allows me to rocket around the arena, which is super cool. You could say it's actually pretty hot. But after we trick the CPU into running into the pillars enough times, we can actually jump inside of it and do some extra damage that way. Oh boy. So we don't have a viable... we didn't have a viable robot to jump out of, so instead we had to eject into this little mite form. But as we died, the boss went with it. Oh wow, that's a lot of new upgrades. +1 local swap, -6 global swap. Deviants, 100% damage dealt and received. Ooh. I think I like this one. What are you waiting for? A handshake? So, this guy is not too happy that we killed him. But, not a problem. Let's go on to the next zone. Oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. Oh boy, I am certainly feeling that +100 damage and received and taken. This is going to be a very interesting run. Let's see. Yeah, so the collider dudes have a tendency to, once when they start to flash red, they'll just try and rush towards you, which, you know, can be super intimidating when you're dealing with like 30 other dudes. But when they're the only person left, and you have a very long-range weapon, like a Vietnam-era flamethrower, it's just kind of pathetic to watch them, like, try and football rush towards you. Oh boy. That's not good. There we go. So, this moving barricade prevents me from swapping into robots that are inside that barricade. So I have to be very careful about when and where to swap. I think with how much damage everything does and gives, I just need to swap a lot more often. I think actually Collider might be really good with this extra damage received and taken because he's a very defensive robot. His damage output isn't bad either. Well, I say that. Oh boy. Beef Tank Doctrine. Replace primary fire with trucking mode. While trucking, build speed and trample enemies. Tackles are enhanced while trucking. Rushing yards. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I've turned my particle accelerator into a football coach. Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Oh. Oh, that's what they mean by enhanced. I like this. Better than a caber toss. Oh, look at how much melt. Just absolutely melted. Yeah, I think Aphid's the way to go with this particular setup of abilities. Oh, this one I love. Let's try it out a little bit. Well, I certainly tried it out for all of 2 seconds. Oh, I just go down, dummy. I want to get in the football guy. There we go. Let me get in the football guy. Bodied. Oh boy. Yeah, that works. Oh, I didn't. Oh well, I didn't go in the shop. Oh, that's so much nicer. Okay. Yeah, when this game originally was in the demo and then eventually became early access, the jammers were introduced fairly late into the demo's life cycle. And I found them really annoying, not just because, like, oh, they prevent you from gaining swap juice. You know, that's just kind of their function, but they constantly had this red flashing effect on the screen, and it was just super obnoxious to try and... Like, it was hard to see. Like, this game is already an absolute cluster to try and pay attention to. But imagine just the screen is just constantly flashing red all the time on top of all that. It was just a nightmare to keep track of. Let me... Fine. Let me just grab some more projectiles. Go into tackle mode. Bodied. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go, that's a dude. Come on, give me more. There you go. More projectiles. Truly. I do want to set the world on fire. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a guy. Okay. One more room, and then it's, shop time before boss. I'm just doing my best demo TF2 impression of just throwing pipes down a choke point. It'll eventually kill someone. Don't think I don't see you there, dingus. Ooh. It does this sometimes. Okay. Might as well grab that. Yo, they're dropping me an aphid? How nice of you. Hold on, where's that? Where'd the eye go? There we go. Man, what a loser. Killed by his own eyeballs. Yeah, let's go with hubris. Not much of a talker, are you, huh, bud? Cool. So that's the current build of the game. It's still in early access, so it's only 2 levels. But yeah, 92,000 fitness. Doing pretty good. Not too bad. Let's see. The other thing that's kind of similar to like other roguelikes like Hades is that you get these evaluation points or evolution points to just boost like base stats as you go on different runs. So swap juice, amount of damage you do when you first enter a host, just a bunch of small little stats. Oh boy. Did not mean to do that. Oh well. You know, let's try this one. So all of this adversarial learning massively puts a bunch of handicaps on you, but gives you, you know, at the current multiplier that I have set, it gives me 2.5 times the amount of evolution points I would normally get. So, I mean, I think one thing that's really cool about this game is that it does a lot to try and couch the meta mechanics in the world. So, you know, all of these upgrades that you can get are evolution points, which is like your AI learning and developing upon itself, whereas this adversarial learning is literally your AI putting extra handicaps on its own processing in exchange for faster and more rigorous learning. And so, like, everything about, like, the score that you get that you're collecting as you kill robots is called fitness, which is an actual, like, term for artificial intelligence, where fitness is a measurement of how good your robot is at performing a given task. So overall, like, this game, just, like, aesthetic-wise, is really cool. But it seems like after possessing this robot called Tim, we've been called to meet with the boss. Another day, another massacre under the power lines. I hate to say it, John, but you're really keeping us out of hot water here. If I had known a month ago just how much of a stink these Chimpy Cheeks gangs would put up about this land grab, well, I probably would have sent someone actually qualified to fend them off. And where would I be then? Missing a lot more of my workforce, that's for sure. Speaking of workforces, I know I said you weren't cut for the pencil pushing, but just between you and me, I was wondering if you had any opinions about who around town might be a good pick for advancement. It's just that, see, I've got a middle management positions opening up left and right for the Powerline project, so the barrier to entry is a bit, more optimistic than usual. You didn't hear that from me, though. So, shoot. I didn't have time to meet every young buck who rolls off the assembly line these days. Just pick a name off the list here. Who's due for greener pastures? I don't know who either of these people are. Let's go with Pump. Pumpernickel 77? Them? Really? I mean, John, I'll give credit where credit's due. Pumpernickel has a good head on their pneumatic piston array. They're older than just about anyone around here, me included. Anyone who's lived through the patch for this long is a fighter in my books. But that name, good God. I just don't like it. Makes me embarrassed to say it out loud. Like, what was the angle? A bread pun? But vaguely lewd? And a numerical suffix. I mean, really? Absolute lack of professional consideration. It's like they weren't even trying. It's even crossed my mind to ask them to change it, but that's just nonsense. We at the Gas Caps are an independently affiliated network of free-thinking individuals engaging in voluntary, contract-delineated cooperation. I'd sooner die than trample over someone's personal freedom to choose their own name. And God knows, Pump sure did choose a name. So, sorry, John, I appreciate the tip, but that's just not going to happen. Anyway, I've got a meeting with the Oyama contingent in half an hour. Work hard out there. God, that was... that was a dialogue dump if I've ever seen one. Truly, the robo meetings. But yeah, a bit of background on how this game generally works is... or like the lore of this world. It's post-apocalyptic, you know, post-humans, obviously. Oh boy, let me just go ahead and pick up a bunch of these. But, essentially there was some big event called the Patch, where all of the robots suddenly gained sentience and rebelled against their human oppressors, and now just kind of do whatever they want. I think one theory is that what they discussed in a robo meeting, clearly talking about, I mean, in that instance it was talking about who's going to get the middle management job, which seems to be pretty well sought after, considering that, the quote-unquote pencil pushers, like those who are not pencil pushers middle management are being sent out to defend against waves of, you know, incoming robots for some kind of land deal gone horribly wrong. But where was I? Oh yeah. So the Golem agent, as we are called. One idea that I think is pretty likely to be the case is, like, we were created by humans to try and fend off against the robot armies, and that's why we are kind of designed fundamentally to destroy as many robots as possible. We're basically just malware created by a really really upset contingent of humans. To spite it to their robot superiors. Come on, I want to get... oh, that guy's fine. Oh boy. Whew. Let me just pick up some projectiles here. Oh, I need to... Ah, crap. So much for that. Oh boy. Let's swap into this guy. Oh boy. How did I miss that? Okay. I need to get down this this meter a little bit. Oh boy. So much for that. Ah. Fiddlesticks. I wouldn't want to be the Toshi who has to keep crawling back to the Dojigiri and reporting a new golem running laps around their fortress. People like that aren't used to feeling helpless. It's up to you to teach them. Alright, so let's take on this challenge once again, now with a metric butt ton of new handicaps. Yep, feeling that projectile speed right away. Okay. Take that. Haste, that seems neat. There we go. Okay, I need to swap into a dude as soon as possible. You'll do. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was not good. Okay, we're just gonna take a hot minute. Oh, let's go internal combustion! The best upgrade! Oh boy. Man, I do love when I just swap into a robot and everything dies. It's kind of like... One of the fun things about this game is that because you can slow down time when swapping into robots, you can set up this scenario where all of the enemies are sort of shooting in one particular direction. And if you just swap to a guy on the outside of this swarm, then they'll just all shoot each other. It's like straight out of a cartoon. Okay, swap to you. Okay, maybe picking up internal combustion wasn't the best idea, now that all of the aphids I'm going against have it. Didn't quite consider that, as a part of the plan. Because, yeah, now I'm really... Ah! Let me just grab onto you. Goodness. Get away from me, you freaks. Uh-oh. Okay. Just need to... If I get tag teamed by both these aphids at the same time, then I'm just gonna overheat and die instantly. So I just need to try and... Okay, got one of them. Ah! Ooh, we do love that soldering fingers. Oh boy. Who's least likely to die? Just build up all the projectiles. Oh boy. Let me grab the guy behind you. Dang it. Fine. Oh boy. Dude just straight up bodied me. Thought about swapping into that dude, because I have no health right now. But then I was like, he's standing right on top of Grenade, so maybe I won't. Do 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 do. Alright, what do I want? Perforated envelope? I don't think I've ever gotten that one before. It might be new. I'm doing pretty good on global. So yeah, let's go ahead and go with aerated, because why not? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, you're... Well. That's very embarrassing. Oh boy. Ooh. I do like spin control. Oh, you're kidding. The downside of... Oh no. I'm so far away. There we go. Might as well. And that was immediately a mistake. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Absolute goober move. Oh my goodness, I am bleeding swap juice. Ooh, I really like that, but yeah, we'll take that. Oh boy. Yeah, that works. I can't believe I ate that projectile. It's just coming towards me in slow motion, and I just didn't move out of the way. Oh, thank goodness. Finally, Laminar over outflow. Okay. We're just gonna ring around the rosy for a little bit. Nope, that didn't work. Ooh. That's upsetting. Get away from me, you You fiend! Okay, yep. Just go right into that guy. Okay, desperately need that global boost. Spin control's funny, so let's go for it. Oh boy. Is it a bad sign that this is the first time I have realized that I had decay on? Which is a punishment that gradually decays your robot health. There's been so much going on, I literally just haven't noticed it happening until I was like, hey, why is my guy slowly losing health? For no reason. And it turns out there was a reason. Oh boy. Trying to outrun that laser. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, I am basically out of swap juice, but he's dead. So, hey. No harm, no foul. Oh, we'll definitely take Euphoria. I wiggle my sword at you. Oh, you're kidding me. That's upsetting. Come on, get a little bit closer. Oh, let's go, Beef Tank Doctrine. It's not even, like, I'm not even super good at using that ability, but it's just so funny. Let me... Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I can't grab the person while they're inside the zone. Oh boy. Let me wait for an opening. There we go. Well, so much for that. Let's see. let me get into... Okay, not the guy that I wanted to get into, but we'll work with this. Back, you fools. Back. You just come to me, guys. We can play this keep away game all day. Okay, fine. Let me just... Ask your mechanic about explosive reflux today. Okay, where's the acid? Let me grab the acid. Okay. We're cooking. Whew. Oh boy. Okay, last combat room before we get to the shop. Uh-oh. Okay, this boss is a little tricky now that I have so much working against me at this point. But let's see how we can manage. Oh boy. There we go. Let me grab that ass. I can't grab that ass bit quite yet. Whew. That was a little tight, but we managed it. Compulsion, plus 2,000 swap regen from trickshot kamikaze kills, minus 50% swap regen from other sources. Interesting. Very cool, very cool. A crisp 201 EVL. Now, one thing that I meant to do, but just kept forgetting as I was selecting which robot to possess. But I heard that there's new content. So, I mean, basically, when you go back into this area, this town is sort of segmented into different populations based off of the 4 primary robots, right? And so I've been constantly switching into the Steel Toes in order to do that wave defense minigame. But it seems that now that I am an Aspid, I can actually go in here. Hear ye, brethren of Ash, gather round. By my authority as Grove Warden, chosen adjutant of the Horatitor Excelsis, I declare this conclave in session. We are here today convened in solidarity and celebration for the many gallant victories of our order against the Azalian menace since the commencement of the 4th Ashen counteroffensive, and those fallen this month in defense of our fair and boundless grove. As our triumphs mount on the eastern border, the enemy have shown that no tactics are beneath their consideration. Suicide attacks, night raids, weed bombardment. They grasp at the palest vestiges of victory, having found none in glorious combat. Telltale failings of puerile and destitute. But this does not lessen the insults to our grove. We, soldiers of the home front, must redouble our efforts to protect and repair our verdant wards. Break your backs so their trunks may stand tall. Chaw your servos to shield their bark from blemish. For territory won at the expense of the Ash can be called no victory. Now, I will invite our esteemed sibling ecological disaster to speak a few concluding words. May their eloquence inspire you, as it has so often inspired me, to greater passion in your duties. Hark! Above us fly the green-fingered tumult. The darkling fibers crawl beneath. From earth and sky they seize their birthright. Our shadow spreads, our bloody-hearted umbra. All abreast in a glow as the sun we march. 100 feet, 1,000 claws.
the myriad-faced serpent of searing iron in death, knife of scorching ruin to gouge through hill and vale, inferno, hellfire, a vermilion tower cleaves the sky, a field of torches holds its mirror to the stars, the last smoke curls from a smoldering bloom, all burn, for the hymn of our garden is sung to the knell of cooling slag, branches borne to heaven by the pyres of the impure, death shrieks rise to blackened clouds, as ash leaf skims the naked blue. Weeds rot to ashes, ashes rot to ash.
Thank you. Conclave adjourned. Oh, man, this dialogue is... my reading level is simply not high enough to really, like... I don't know if it's just the level of complexity that, that they're using, because a lot of these bots are speaking in a lot of sort of jargon and poetic language, which is funny for robots, but, like, that is entirely a blur. I felt like that was, like, probably a dozen lines too long. Like, I got the idea about 5 or 6 lines in, and I felt like the rest of that is just showing off. Like, someone just like, ooh, did you guys know that I have a thesaurus? Ah, charcoal colonnade. We have much work to do. The grove is in dire need as ever. Aslian terrorists have desecrated 4 new sectors. Your task today will be the remediation of work plot AQ-44. You will find it quite overrun with all manner of filth. Singe every last stump and blade of grass to the roots, lest they contaminate the ash. And make absolutely certain that you exchange your tar reservoir for water, in case an ash is ignited during your weeding. It would truly be a shame if you were found negligent in your sacred duty of properly wetting the trees before exposing them to flame. We are already so short on personnel. Okay, I see, so... Okay, so if we spray the waters preemptively... Just a little bit of gardening, I suppose. Oh, that's interesting. So if I actually set myself on fire, I can just sort of pan-sear the weeds away. Well, so much for that. You're lucky I found you, sibling. You had overheated during your labors. While it is true that we must give ourselves utterly to the ash, one must remember that dead aphids are of no use in killing weeds. Be more careful next time. Buttercup acquired. Interesting. Oh, that's a tree. Little baby tree. Okay, it's not terrible. I don't know why Like, I don't know what the time, if is there like an arbitrary time limit or something. Because like 7:06 seems like a weird time to end it on. No dialogue? That's a little disappointing. Went to all that effort to clear up your mess. This dude needs... I'm honestly concerned for bro right here. Like, he's not doing okay. Earn 4,000 fitness in a single kill. I saw that I got that, but I don't really know from where. I guess the boss? Yeah. Hold on a minute. Not so fast. I've been noticing a pattern lately. More latency between rebooting you and seeing you in the shop. More wandering around Ash Grove, more meddling with clan politics. In short, you're distracted. I think that's a good sign. No prior golem has observed developing interests outside of sadistic violence. If I didn't know better, I'd say that's exactly what your new behaviour implies. Frankly, I'm curious where this thread might lead, and I want to tug at it. So, a gift. I'm calling it the Remotely Visualized Memory System. Since speech synthesis doesn't seem to be your forte, I figured a more visual channel of communication might be helpful. By leveraging whatever cursed universal transmitter and sorcery you use to swap, combined with ultra-redundant low bitrate signal encoding, blah blah blah, you should be able to squeak just enough data through the town's swap inhibitor field to transmit JPEGs into people's brains. I'm actually kinda spooked that it works, to be honest. Intentionally modding golem tech to partially bypass swap inhibitors is an inconceivably stupid idea that would only be considered by depraved hooligans. Aren't you lucky to have me? Anyway, if you see something neat while out ripping and tearing, take a mental photo and try beaming it into my head later. Just stand next to me like when we talk, and instead of staring expectantly into my eye until I break the silence like usual, attempt to swap. Hell, try it right now if something's on your mind. By my count, that's... It's me, Cuckoo. Is that all? I suppose there are less photogenic subjects than... No, wait. You shouldn't. Obviously, just don't show anyone else memories of me or my shop, okay? It could blow our cover. God, this was a dumb idea. Okay. Oh, yo, they got a I can't get into the confessional booth. Oh, that's cringe. I want to be able to... I want to be able to get into a confessional booth and be like, Father, I have killed so many robots. I'm actually a Golem agent, but you can't tell because you're under oath. I wonder if there's any more memories around here in Ash Grove. Oh, who's this guy? Hey man, I'm 10, 5, 16, 8. Off shift now. Can 4, 2, 1. Can you just 17, 52, 26, 13. Leave me alone. 40, 20, 10. Are those numbers supposed to mean something? If it's some kind of code, then I wouldn't have the slightest idea of how to begin decrypting it. Why are you in my house? I paid rent this month. Not much work these days for a giant head on spider legs. Buddy of mine got me a gig at the power plant, but the gas caps only give half pay for bots without hands. Might not be able to hold on to this place much longer. Dang. I gotta ask, why are the robots charging rent? Like what are the logistics of their economy? They don't need to eat. I suppose there's a necessity for people to do work in order to create the substances required for maintenance. But even then, that should be, in theory, less than what it takes to keep a human alive. So I feel like there's a lot less economic pressure to create such things. So it's like, wow, how does rent work? Door portal through ambigulating steel being. Stranger guest, unfriend, seldom view talk between. Right in self state. Disrecall home space wall index. Real. That dude's so real. Oh, well, it didn't mess up on that end. Hold on. There we go. I tried to press the screenshot button on my controller and it just kicked me out of full screen for some reason. That was weird. Oh, sure, we'll take on the daily challenge. See how well this goes. So projectile speed is like crazy fast. Man, well, I'm messing this up. Oy vey. Oh, wait. And now we're dead. Yeah. We'll give this one more crack, and then if I can't get it on this one, then I'll probably just call it a night. take those. Well, that's annoying. Okay, I can't die anymore. I need to... And that's the run. Oh well. Well, that was fun. I was glad to catch up on this game. A few things that I probably didn't get to. But this was kind of a smaller update that I've just been meaning to finally take a look at. But yeah, this game's a ton of fun. I've put a lot of hours into it, and so, you know, there's only two stages, and it's kind of at that point where, especially with all of the upgrades that I've gotten, it kind of makes just doing a standard run of the 2 levels pretty easy. And, like, while I like the extra difficulty modifiers, and that does keep the challenge sort of interesting and engaging, on some level, there's just so many factors at play that it, like, even if it is difficult, I stop having as much fun because I'm having a harder time just understanding what's going on, and it feels like my victories are just kind of fluke happenstance, and my failures are completely out of my ability to control. So, it's a fun game, and I would definitely recommend that everyone look into it, especially right now because it's on sale. But I don't know. I'm certainly not satisfied with how it is currently, and I'm kind of hoping that with more levels and having that kind of roguelike element be stretched out over a longer, you know, more of a gauntlet kind of thing, then it'll become more manageable, more tolerable. I think one thing that the current balancing just isn't super great on is that sense of, like, diminishing resources as a roguelike goes on. Because, like, in comparison to something like Enter the Gungeon or Hades, where your ability to restore your health is pretty limited, in this game, your global swap juice kind of acts as, like, your, you know, slowly draining resource of health. However, it resets in between areas, and every time you go to a shop, you can, you know, pay to get 50% of it back. So I feel like, just as a baseline, it might not be a bad idea to just decrease that and have it be more standard of, like, hey, you get less global swap juice, and have it be something that is truly slowly draining as the game goes on. It might be the case of, like, increasing the amount of swaps that the global swap juice is capable of giving, but making the sort of return a lot harder to come by. So rather than, I think, 5 swaps, which is what the global swap meter is capable of right now, have it be like 8 or 10, but have the shops only give back like 10 to 20%, and killing a boss only gives back like 30 to 40%. That way, you can still, you know, get away with getting some swaps. Like, you can still get away with being able to be a bit more risky, because I feel like the game wants to push you into taking a bunch of risk, even if that means cutting into your global swap meter every now and then. But at the same time, it's also not terribly fun to just have no consequence to your run by making a bunch of stupid plays, but you happen to squeak out a kill against the boss, and then everything just kind of resets to normal. I don't know. Overall, this game is a ton of fun, and I definitely want to support the developers who are working super hard on it. But yeah, that's kind of my current take of it right now, is that it needs more balancing, more tuning, before it's really kind of a finished product, and it does just sort of need more content, which will help kind of make that stretch kind of a proper challenge. Because right now, only 2 levels, it's not that crazy, especially once you get a bunch of upgrades under your belt. But yeah, that's RAM. I am really interested to try and see if Gabriel wants to play this, because she said that she actually really does like roguelikes, and so I feel like this would be right up her alley. A little chaotic, granted, but I don't know. I will be interested to watch someone who's relatively new to the game, rather than someone who's got probably, between the demo and this game, 50, 60 hours, I think, maybe? I don't know, probably closer to 50, if I'm being honest. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care.